Why is it getting more and more difficult for young people to figure out their lives? I'm not. Now, there's so many ways I can say this, but because you're asking in context of young people, which is, let me possibly say, between the millennials and the Gen Z, why is it getting difficult for people to figure their life? There's so many reasons why. I primarily do not just think it's getting difficult for young people to figure out their lives. I think it's going to get even more difficult than it already is. Now, in our generation, there are so many. As a matter of fact, you can literally find people within their 20s, their late 20s and their early 20s, and they're not exactly sure what they still want to do. You can legitimately find people even within their 30s who are not even very exact. It's not a matter of whether they feel successful or they actually are successful. It's the fact that there is this cup of confusion everybody just has on their decks. And so there are so many reasons why this is happening, and these are the two most paramount reasons. The first one is the amount of options and alternatives available in this generation is unprecedented. It is without doubt. When you have exponential equations that are increasing at a very exponential level, every day that passes by, more opportunities open up in multiple dimensional expressions. I mean, from you're talking about career decisions, you're talking about professional decisions, you're talking about personal development and growth decisions. A primary way to put it is the amount of courses, the amount of books, the amount of knowledge, the amount of careers you can possibly have, the amount of the options you have are going at an exponential level. And so the ability of young people to both keep up at that level and then make decisions at the speed that it would be optimal for them in order for them to succeed or make progress is becoming very difficult. Because every single day you go online, you're going to meet either a new course, or you're going to meet a new way to make money online, or you're going to find a new course in some school in the US or the UK, or even in Nigeria. Everything is going at an exponential level, and because these things are going at an exponential level, people have to generate a capacity to process it at the pace at which it is growing, which is relatively going to be difficult for us because we are just happening to be the first lap of generations that's experiencing this. The second one is what I call the gold plating spree, is that everything is painted gold. Everything, as a matter of fact, everything is packaged well. Everything looks good. Everything looks like it's going to help you to succeed. Everything looks like you need it, even when you don't. The marketing is becoming very good. The advertising is becoming very good. Like, people are beginning to understand that they need everything just by what they're taking. And how can you make decisions when every single part of your desire is attached to various things? One, which is the initial thing I talked about, and all those things have potential. A better way to understand this is there are roles. You know how they do magic? There are three cups and there's a golden ball. You get, and then they tell you to actually pick where the ball is. And then they show you the ball and put it on one cup, and then they exchange it. They do all those their magic and everything, and they tell you to pick. Now, in our generation, they are not asking you to pick based on what is inside it in content. No. What they do is that the first thing you see are cups that are like, and all of them are painted gold. And so all these cups are painted gold. You have no idea where the ball is. Nobody showed you, nobody rotated it. You're just meeting 100 golden cups, and somebody tells you need to make a choice today. So that's the reason. First, you need to go through every single one of them to be sure there's no difference between them. And then you need to understand the potential. It's wind blowing in one direction. Is it blowing the cup away? Because you're not a magician. The idea here is that it's difficult. And the idea is that it's going to get difficult. So what's the solution? We need to understand that how much we know and understand ourselves as young people is the very reason why we would be able to defeat anything that comes our way. The reason why self-awareness has consistently been a context, more still, a fundamental in personal development and growth, is that it defeats every single generational barrier or challenges that anybody experiences. I mean, whether you were to be born in the 80s or the 90s or the 20s, which is like irrespective of when you were born, irrespective of what the challenges that comes with your generation, your ability to fully understand yourself as an individual will literally help you meet up any pace. So the fact that you know yourself well enough as a young person will literally give you that assurance that whatever decision you're making, it may not be best, but at least it's good enough for the now, which is what you need to know. A wise man once said that you're 51% sure that something would work before you decide. He said you are too sure. So my idea is focus more on self-awareness. Try to know and understand yourself more. Spend less time on social media, more time with your thoughts, and try to really comprehend who you are. And every single time you have to come out and make decisions, you will literally make better decisions. And two, you need to have faith in yourself. You will not literally know or understand everything very well. You will definitely be able to make a lot of mistakes. But one thing really matters, which is the fact that you always have a second chance. You're young. Why does it matter that you have to make mistakes? You would make mistakes, but the truth is you have the ability to realize this is a mistake and then change it in a split of a second. And so these are like my thoughts concerning it.